3 AI cryptos that are going to absolutely explode in 2023. I've already talked about cryptos on this platform that have done 200% in just the last week, like Morpheus Labs here. So make sure you pay close attention, take some notes, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's get into today's video. Now, as we know, the world of crypto is starting to get interesting again after a very boring bear market. And this has come at a time when we're now seeing the rise of AI, with platforms like ChatGPT taking center stage in many discussions that are going on around the world right now. Whether you like it or not, AI has the power to change the world in which we live, and it's going to happen extremely quickly because of the speed at which they can learn and create new information. And there's various ways in which they can benefit us. And in the tokens that we look at today, they all bring to the table something a bit different. Now, jumping over first of all to Singularity Dao, currently with a market cap of $26 million, which is pretty low. Now, Singularity Dao is redefining crypto asset management. And all the time in my Telegram group, which is linked down below, I'm getting people asking me whether or not to buy this crypto, whether or not they should sell this one, where this price is going. And that's because there's many people in crypto who don't really know much about what's going on with the markets, and that's fair enough. Most people arrive in crypto feeling very much the same, and trading itself is a very difficult game because it does take years of practice. And not only is it about understanding the practices, but also management of emotions. What Singularity DAO does is it creates different dynasets. A dynaset's like a basket of different crypto tokens that have been chosen by an AI tool along with a human asset manager. Now, for someone like myself, if I want to go and research crypto, I want to go and research a particular trend within markets, then I have to go out and do all of the research, and that does take a lot of time. And I'm only one person, so I'll miss tons and tons of information and loads of opportunity. But one thing that all of the cryptos I talk about today is that they all have an insane ability to study enormous data sets. So now I've got my dynaset of different cryptos being managed by an AI and a real life person. It means that between them, they can make some excellent decisions on my behalf and take away all the worries of managing a crypto portfolio. The Singularity DAO will also work as a launchpad and will focus on bringing excellent new products back onto the crypto market. Involving yourself in a launchpad is a great way to find new projects and being able to buy them at an initial price offering, which pretty much guarantees you profits going forward if the launch is successful. And Singularity DAO, like many cryptocurrencies, launched at a pretty bad time, and that meant from all-time highs, it dropped as low as 97% down, and is currently 92% from all-time highs. So that means from the current price up to the all-time high would be an 11x, and that is not hard to imagine, being that it's only worth $26 million right now. And as we move towards AI becoming more mainstream, then we're going to see all of the AI crypto projects booming, in my opinion. So there is potential to see a 20 to 50x on Singularity DAO going forward, because the all-time high isn't where it will stop if we see it taking hold and being able to surge towards the upside. Now, obviously, we're seeing a pump in these cryptos right now, so be cautious of buying in when you see these big pumps and perhaps wait for a pullback. And if you're not sure of when to buy those cryptos, then make sure you get in my Telegram, guys, which is linked down below in the description. Now, jumping into the next coin today, which is vectorspace AI. Now, you'll probably see a theme of what I talk about today, and it's all about study of data sets. Now, that's because data sets, whether we're talking about your online shopping habits, whether we're talking about your financial decisions, is basically the most valuable thing I see when it comes to crypto AI. And if you're wondering how Facebook and Google and everyone knows to show you shoes when you've just been talking about shoes with a friend, it's not necessarily because it's listening into what you're talking about, but more because it's understanding your habits and behaviors, perhaps even better than you yourself even realize. And what this allows a vector AI to do is to understand trends before they've even started to happen. It studies papers, news, events that are happening around the world all the time and enables it to make better financial decisions going forward. As a perfect example, in the last couple of weeks, we've seen Tesla, Apple, and various other companies be exposed for the hidden cobalt mines in Congo, which have put these massive companies under huge scrutiny, knowing that these people are now working in these horrendous conditions for as little as 30 pence an hour to be able to provide all the cobalt that is needed for these mines. By identifying this as a huge problem for these massive companies, you would then say that the next way to look forward would be to find sustainable sources for cobalt which exist in other places around the world. And there's various other companies that might have just gotten started within the cobalt mining space, such as some up in Scandinavia that use under-the-sea mining with just machines rather than human labor, that companies like that will start to be great investments. And yes, that specific piece of information might be hard to come by unless you're studying this regularly, but if you've got an AI that can just do this 24/7 without sleep and can do it at a speed 10,000 times faster than the average human being, well, then you've got something that is very, very exciting and will completely revolutionize the way that financial investment takes place in the future. So here you can see it talks about producing datasets that accelerate the probability of discoveries connected to stressors and countermeasures that protect and repair the human body during space flights and on the ground, a form of precision medicine for all humankind. So here it's given an example of how it might be used to fix a problem with the human body on someone who's traveling through space in the future. So this is very cool. Something that you may never have considered, but it's like ChatGPT or a doctor version of ChatGPT that's able to come up with new solutions that haven't even existed in human mind before. And as we look into the vector space chart again, guys, very, very similar thing to what we've seen before, but a swing back to all-time highs would be a 41x. Now, obviously, many of these companies are well down, and there's no guarantee that you're going to see a return on your investment. Potentially, you can lose money, as you can with every cryptocurrency. There's also no guarantee that we're going to see a return to all-time highs, but it's a bit of a no-brainer, in my opinion, that if it's already been there, then there's a good chance that it can get there again, especially as we see more money flowing into the cryptocurrency market. And jumping across to the third and final token that we're going to talk about today, which is Fetch AI. Currently a market cap of 279 million, much bigger than vector space that we've just taken a look at, which does mean that you're less likely to see such significant gains. You're also less likely to see such downside risk that you may see in smaller cap coins. Okay, so as we jump over to Fetch AI, we can see there's an autonomous agent technology, power peer-to-peer applications with automation and AI capabilities with or without direct access to the blockchain. And this is effectively a machine learning tool that can be used to create massive data sets and understand how different data sets can be utilized in the future. And because it's decentralized, it does that without invading people's privacy, but just takes the data that it needs and feeds it into a system. By understanding massive data, it allows companies to become more streamlined and therefore more efficient. And this is beneficial to the customer because it actually means that the customer will benefit from cheaper goods and services that are provided to a better level. For example, various services right now, delivery services, hotel services, and so much more, rely on understanding different people and their requirements. And by feeding information into a system like this, they're all able to get more succinct and efficient used data to be able to create the products that they need. This is a platform that you can build various dApps on, and these different dApps could then be used for various different things, from understanding financial markets, to providing data into e-commerce, to providing data in health and wellness, and providing data in a future development of technology. And Fetch itself, as we look into it, since the start of the year, having already risen 254%. Now, as I always talk about, guys, we do need to wait for a potential pullback before we want to dive into a cryptocurrency like this. But back to all-time highs, you're still looking at like a 2.5x. But this chart pattern represents a much more stable cryptocurrency than we've perhaps seen in the last two that we've looked at. And I think we are going to see significant growth going forward, where the all-time high will be left in the dust, and we could be looking at a 5 to 10x down the line. Now, as we know, guys, AI is here to stay, and it's really going to change the way the world works. We can look at this in two different ways. One where we're kind of worried that it's going to start taking people's jobs and livelihoods, or another world where we're going to potentially see the creation of new cures for illnesses, of more efficient marketplaces, and different ways that we can then be freed up to go and develop the world that we live in. Now, whilst most of the cryptocurrencies today that we have talked about won't be available on Fairdesk, I do recommend Fairdesk as a fantastic place to buy and trade your cryptocurrency. And if you go through the link down below in the description, you'll get VIP access. It not only means that you're going to get access to a bonus, but also you then get massive discounts on your trading. You can do other things like staking, which is essential at this time in the market, because if you're staking cryptocurrencies for passive rewards right now, then you're not only going to benefit from the rise in the value of that particular asset, but you're also going to gain more of that asset through staking and things like that. You can do things as well like copy trading, where you can copy experienced traders with just a few clicks of the button, but obviously that can be potentially risky, so don't risk any money that you can't afford to lose. Everything is linked down below in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, hit that like button, get into my Telegram link down below, and hit subscribe, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye-bye.